Howdy YouTube. Just thought I'd do a little quick video. This is just a quick one really, just about air-cooled Triumphs versus the newer liquid-cooled Triumphs, and whether you should consider getting an older Triumph if you're in the market for a Triumph motorcycle. Maybe you're on a budget, maybe you've decided you want a Triumph but you can't quite afford a new one. It is hard times at the moment, I know, everybody's feeling the pinch, and is it worth getting one of these, because you do have to sacrifice certain things rather than getting a new one. So this is a 2015 Triumph Scrambler 900. When I bought this bike, I was looking for a street scrambler. That's what I was looking for, and I came across this by total accident, and as soon as I saw it, I just wanted it, just purely by the way it looked. I didn't even test ride it, I just went and bought it. I'd had Triumphs before, so I was pretty confident that I'd like it. Obviously I've had to change a few things to suit me as a person and my riding, but I'm very, very happy with this bike. I'm not going to go too much into stats because I'm not that kind of a person. You can look that up, but I will say it's got 59 brake horsepower, 68 newton meters of torque, which is more than enough for the real world. For me, I don't need any more than that. It's got enough passing power on fast roads to pass vehicles. It can like cruise at 80 miles an hour easily on the motorway. Not a stress on the engine at all. It can go quicker, like I say, it can go over 100 miles an hour. It's quite happy to burble around slow speeds on country lanes and towns, and so it's basically a really good do-it-all kind of bike. Obviously I've modded it out a bit to make it look how I want. So with these bikes, this one being 2015 is one of the first generations EFI, so it has a choke. It's got a few little quirks that the new ones don't have, and it's not got as much horsepower and torque as the newer 900s, such as the Street Twin and the Street Scrambler. I think they are around about 64 brake horsepower and the torque's in the 70s. I'm not quite sure, but it's around about there. So they are a little bit quicker. They are a little bit nimbler as well. They've got new technology. Obviously, you know, since 2015, bikes have come a long way, so they do handle a little bit better. I've ridden both of those bikes. They do handle a little bit better. They are a little bit lighter, which obviously adds to that. And they've got a few electronic rider aids, such as rain and road riding modes, traction control, ABS. This has none of that. It doesn't even have a fuel gauge, but what it does have is those beautiful twin clocks. So no ABS, no traction control. So if you can live without those things, you know, don't be dissuaded, because rideability wise, this bike rides great. And I absolutely love it. With that exhaust, it absolutely sounds lovely, and it gets a lot of compliments everywhere it goes. So if you are on a bit of a budget, it's well worth considering. What I will say is this feels like a substantial bike underneath you. It's both reasonably tall and it does feel quite wide. So when you're on it, you do feel like you're on a big, substantial motorbike. And everything on it is metal apart from the side panels. So it feels like a good, substantial, old school bike. And I love that feeling. It's really, really good. Hardly any plastic on this at all. The only caveat to that is I'm always cleaning it. But it's a Triumph, and, you know, Triumphs look good when they're clean. Other than that, if you're on a budget, consider one. Go and test ride one. You can get these bikes from anywhere between sort of £5,000 to £6,500 used, and the majority of them are in really good condition with low miles, because the people that buy these bikes are the kind of people that look after them. So when they trade them in, they are in really, really tip-top, sort of almost new condition. When I bought this, it looked like it did. It had got no rust, no corrosion, and it only had 4,000 miles on it. So and it's a 9-year-old bike. So, you know, it's great. And for me as well, it had a lot of the mods that you see on it already done, such as the shocks and the exhaust. I've added to that since then. But, you know, you can pick these up for like sort of like really good money, and in my opinion, just as good as the liquid cooled bikes. When you're on this bike, because of that air-cooled engine. It's got this, it's hard to describe, but it's got this kind of resonance about it, this character. All Triumphs have character, but this, because it's air-cooled, it just feels a little bit more special. I noticed that compared to liquid cooled. The liquid cooled ones do feel a bit more refined, very smooth. However, this is very smooth also. This has got the 270-degree crank engine, and this was the only one at the time that did. I know the liquid cooled engines now all have that, but out of the older Bonneville's, I think it's just this one that's got the 270 crank in it, so it's got that kind of V-twin sound, especially if you put a can on it. These bikes, as well as the new bikes, are very customizable. You've just got to go on Motown's website and you can spend thousands just customizing your bike, as I have done. So don't be put off that you can't get parts. You can get parts. Fowler's, Total Triumph, they still do parts for these bikes. You can still get parts. They're easy to work on because it's a basic bare bones bike and no electronics as such. You're not really going to have any kind of ECU issues or anything like that. So yeah, you know, if you want a Triumph, but you know money's a factor, and you've got a certain budget, then do consider one. Because I've ridden the Street Scrambler, I really liked it, but this is just as good in my opinion. It's awesome. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.